All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BowlTV. My name is Matt Canizaro, and you have tuned in now for the men's semifinals at the 2018 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup here at Sam's Bowling Center in Las Vegas. I will be joined during this round by World Cup champion Shannon O'Keefe. Shannon just defeated Malaysia's Lee Jane Sin for the women's title. We'll hear more about that as things unfold here. Aaron Smith here as well, getting the highlights. What an awesome day. Couldn't ask for more from our championship match on the women's side. We'll talk about that. But right now, let's meet our players for the men's semifinals. Here on lanes 19 and 20 at Samstown, we have the number 1 seed, Kyle Troop of the United States, taking on number 4 seed, Andres Gomez of Colombia. And our other match is number 2, Sam Cooley of Australia, taking on number 3, Asku Palerma of Finland. So a lot of storylines here, a lot to talk about. And now we have the 2 semifinals side by side. The winners of these one-game matches will meet for the title. It's been an emotional afternoon here for sure. And again, we'll recap that in a minute. But let's recap the week a little bit. We've had 3 days of qualifying, 8 games each day. 24-game pinfall totals determined the 24 men and women who would advance to the next round. We started the week with 81 men and 68 women, representing 83 total countries. Kyle Troop led wire to wire. After we cut to the top 24, they bowled 8 more games to determine the top 8 for round-robin match play. They bowled 7 games and a position round. Bonus pins included for each victory. And then 40-game pinfall totals, including bonus pins, determined the 4 men and women who would advance to the semifinals for this knockout-style format. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 winners for the championship. So pinfall, irrelevant. Kyle Troop led by 300 pins throughout the week. That was a goal achieved, was to go wire to wire, but the job is not done. No matter how many pins he led by over the 40 games, it all comes down to these 2 games, and he's off to a hot start here on our featured pair 1920 against Andres Gomez. And that is the rundown. And before we get into the storylines first, let's bring in Shannon O'Keefe. Again, World Cup champion.
Sounds good. Say it again.
It was the first women's World Cup title for the United States since 2006.
Wow.
So let this sink in, Shannon. You mentioned your long time on Team USA, 14 years.
Yep.
You've always wanted to come to this event.
Yes.
This is your first time. You watched your teammates find success here. It was a Team USA three-peat starting in 2004. Shannon Pluhowski, Linda Barnes, Deandra Asbady.
Yep.
And you just got to spend a few minutes sitting next to Hall of Famer and 1976 World Cup champion,
Yeah.
Lucy Sandelin.
It's good company.
I say, what a week. So emotional for you. I talked to you yesterday. I've never seen you so frustrated and
Yeah.
angry and just confused and just at a loss for what to do.
Yeah.
It all came together today. You just won a World Cup title. Tell us.
It's crazy. I can't believe that just happened. This is why you never quit. This is, what I always am pushing my girls, that, you're never out of it until it's over. And you just have to believe that it's possible. And that's what I just hung on to all day. I went back and watched a ton of video of me throwing the ball over the last year. Looked at a ton of video and then watched the live stream and saw one little thing that I thought I could, improve upon, and that was just getting through the ball a little longer, and that definitely helped today. Trying to keep my angles shut down a little bit more and just make good shots, and it's just really what I keyed on. Trying to get the ball out onto the lane a little bit more so it would retain a little bit of energy. And wow, I'm at a loss for words. I'm blessed. I'm so blessed.
Well, we had an interesting week here on this 41-foot oil pattern. We used the QubicaAMF Utopia oil. Some big scores on the men's side, a little bit more of a grind on the women's side. And for your coach, Rod Ross of Team USA, he got to really experience all of it. You guys put him through it this week.
We put him through the ringer.
Kyle Troop again led wire to wire, had a 300 game along the way, but he is new to this Team USA program, a first timer. This is his debut.
It's awesome.
On Team USA, but he's also kind of maturing as a player and learning how to be coached, I guess, is kind of how he put it.
Yeah.
The Team USA coaches are so talented and so experienced, and now learning to accept and understand each other. I mean, he's brand new.
Yeah, and even though I've been on the team for 14 years, I don't get to see Rod very much, honestly, throughout the entire year. And so even when I'm working with him the 1 or 2 times a year, it's still like we have to relearn how each other, as a player and coach communicate and how we work through things. And Rod is great. I told him many times, thank you so much for being patient with me this week. And he was great. And today he was by my side the whole time, and it's just nice and comforting to have somebody that believes in you that much, just be there and keep reiterating that you're making great shots, and just keep doing what you're doing and control what you could control. And that's how my brain works, and that's just what he keyed on for me, and it was a tremendous help today. I could not have done that without Rod, and I'm so grateful. And so yesterday I was so frustrated, like you said, and Kyle was awesome. He's like, let's get out of here. Let's go get lunch somewhere. So we went down to Wahlburgers on the strip, and I said to him, like, have you ever done anything out here on this strip? And he said, no, not really. And I said, well, do you want to go up in the Eiffel Tower? He's like, yeah, let's do it. And so, again, he was just such an awesome teammate. It's this may be his first time on Team USA, but he's bowling and competing and being with me as a veteran teammate, and I'm so grateful to have him here as well. So it was nice to get out and just kind of throw the bowling away and start over.
Right now, Kyle Troop out to an early lead against Andres Gomez of Colombia, 2 PBA Tour champions. Kyle's got the front 5. And Andres working on a double, so keeping it close. In our other match, Sam Cooley had the front 4. Big split there, the 2-4-8-10 in the 5th frame. Osku yet to double, but still plenty of time left. We're not even halfway through our semifinals here. Again, Kyle really showed maturity as a player. He didn't have any real struggle moments, but he said there was things that he could work on. He spent a lot of time watching bowling. He's been doing that lately, whereas before he was good at bowling. He could go out there and bowl well and win, but now he wants to be better. So he's watching bowling. He's really learning from Rod Ross and just learning how to accept information and see things.
And I actually I was talking to him, and he told me that last week or 2 weeks ago at the U.S. Open, he worked with Jim Callahan a lot. And
what a break for Kyle Troop.
So a little inside information: I happened to bowl both of my matches on 19 and 20, and I had lane 20 a little earlier and just hooking a little more than 19 in both matches that I bowled. And as you can see, his ball starting to see it really quick. So I almost feel like I need to get down there and tell Rod. I think Rod knows, but I think he needs to make just a small move on that lane. That may not have been his best shot, but it was good enough to make a move.
So we don't have a commercial break here on BowlTV, but Kyle Troop 6 for 6. And we'll have both semifinals here side by side. Then they'll re-oil 19 and 20 as they did for the women.
Ooh.
And have the men's final.
Start over.
Kyle Troop going to reset. That's the best thing to do. Step off. Let Osku go over on 22. And storyline-wise, Shannon Osku player looking to become just the 3rd player in history to win 2 World Cups on the men's side.
Who are the others?
And one being relatively recently, it was Mike Schmidt of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Schmidt of Canada in 05 and 10. And Arne Sven Strom of... Let's see. Double check my notes here. That would be He'd be the fourth. Peng, of course.
Oh, right.
Pandemonium has won this event 4 times.
Jeez. That's awesome.
Absolutely. So he would join a very elite group. And some more stats for you. We're talking storylines. Sam Cooley has bowled 1 World Cup, finished 7th, so some redemption here for him.
Yeah, for sure.
For Andres, Colombia finished runner-up last year to Jacob Butchuff. It was Oscar Rodriguez in the final, so USA over Colombia. Andres looking in, I believe, his 9th World Cup appearance to improve on a pair of third-place finishes, and he's in trouble here with the 2-8. And then finally, the biggest one is Team USA currently in position to become only the 2nd team in history to win both the men's and the women's titles in the same year.
No pressure, Kyle.
It happened in 1986. Sweden did it. And now half of the job is done.
Yeah.
Shannon O'Keefe wins the 2018 World Cup on the women's side. Now Kyle trying to finish that out. The last time for the United States to win back-to-back on the men's side was 07 and 08, Bill Hoffman and Derek Oaf. So all pretty amazing, talented players winning this event. And Kyle, in his very first Team USA tournament, looking to add his name to that list, but still a long way to go. Got to get through the semifinal and then the championship match. Osku was chasing Kyle all week long.
Yes.
And then it seemed that every time Osku had a big game, Kyle had a
fire
bigger
right back.
one.
Yep.
Including a 300, 1 of 3 for the event, and the 75th in history. So
Wow.
all kinds of cool stats and things to talk about this week. And now Andres and Kyle doing battle here on 19 and 20. Sam Cooley minus the 1 miscue, the split in the 5th frame. 6 strikes otherwise. And Osku now, we've seen him on these TV pairs a few times. You guys crossed the house throughout the week. I mean, you bowled 40 games before the semifinals, so you've seen most of the house, most of the pairs repeatedly. Big shot here for Kyle on lane 20. That goes Brooklyn.
Well, that was a really good break. It was a really good break because that could have been really ugly. Osku
throwing pins all over. He's been showing off a little bit on our TV pairs on some spare shots.
He's thrown some amazing little scouts. The guys have done that a lot this week. Not so much on the girls' side, but the guys have been huge. So Kyle just missed back-to-back. Still in the driver's seat over there. I say all the time that if you're gonna miss twice in a game, miss together so you can maximize your score. So hopefully he can get back on it here. But he has to end on lane 20, and I don't know. Like I said, I saw that lane starting to go really, really quick, and so I don't know if he's feeling that same thing there or not. But I would expect to see him make a little bit of a move on lane 20.
All right, well, Kyle Troop, max score 266. Andres can get to 248. We're going to get that Deadwood. Our other match, Osku able to put together 3 in a row, but already behind.
Yes.
So 13 pins, and Sam Cooley with the advantage. What a day. Holy cow. For those of you just joining us, you're watching the end. It's almost the end of our coverage here at the World Cup 2018 at Samstown in Las Vegas. This is the men's semifinals. We saw the women's semifinals and final just a few minutes ago. Kyle Troop, high flush there on lane 19. So for the recap.
I need to get their attention.
For the recap.
I'm going to bow out for 1 second.
All right.
Okay.
In the women's final, came down to the very final shot of the event. Shannon O'Keefe put the pressure on Malaysia's Lee Jane Sin. Got the first hit in the 10th, finished with 238. And that forced Lee Jane to get spare strike in the 10th, and her final shot drifted high So at the 4-6-10, Shannon O'Keefe wins 238-236. And now trouble. No trouble. Out of trouble for Andres Gomez. Leaves just the 2-pin. But he's in a bad spot. That's Kyle Troop working on a strike. Kyle Troop can get to 266. Andres can get to 228. So a lot happening right here behind the scenes. Uh-oh. Trouble for Oscu, and he's already backed against the wall as well. 4-6-10. We saw that be the difference in the O'Keefe Sin match. Now Oscar's going to give it a run. Tries to bounce it out. He cannot. Best he can do now is a 2-14. So Cooley will be in position to close this out, no problem. Oscu actually will finish first.
Sorry about that. I had to check in. It's part of being a teammate, right? Given the information you got.
That's it. So behind the scenes, there's so much happening here. Obviously, you're trying to make sure Kyle finishes this thing out, and you guys can complete that sweep and make a little bit of history. At the same time, you know, we're here in a standing room only crowd. It's great, and we appreciate the support in person and online. We actually, while you were gone, we're just recapping the 10th frame of your match. We'll talk about that as we get reset here in a minute for our final. We'll have to shift some cameras and do some things to make that happen, but we'll have a few minutes to talk about the women's final. What a match. But right now, Andres Gomez finishing things out. He's not going to get enough here. He finishes with 216. And Kyle Troop already there. So a well-bowled game by Andres, but the striking power of Kyle Troop. And our other match, Sam Cooley, is going to close things out as well. Strikes in 8 of his first 9 frames, more than enough against Oscar Palermo. So 203 for Oscu. And Sam can get to 241. Kyle's going to finish things out now. Andre's already done 216. All right, Kyle will be in the 260s. Take some deep breaths here, talk over some choices, and
Yeah.
He's going to bowl in the same pair again, but they're going to oil it.
Yeah. So it's going to be the 4th time that 19 and 20 has been re-oiled, and they're not sitting, and so the back ends are just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So angles are really becoming a factor. At least for Kyle, Kyle was playing them a lot straighter this match than he had for the majority of the week that I saw him compete. So
all right, there you have it. 216 for Andres, 264 for Kyle Troop. It's going to be Kyle and Sam Cooley of Australia battling for the title here at the 2018 QubicaAMF World Cup. In just a few minutes, we're going to shift some cameras, and we're going to sit down and we're going to talk through this one. And wow, I don't know if I can handle any more excitement after the women's final. We'll recap that in just a moment too. Aaron Smith's going to help me get things squared away. And we'll have the championship match coming up in just a few minutes, folks. My name is Matt Canizaro.
I'm Shannon O'Keefe.
World Cup champion Shannon O'Keefe.
Woo!
We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're just re-oiling the championship pair here at the 2018 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. Coming up in just a minute, Kyle Troop of the United States will take on Sam Cooley of Australia for this year's title. Team USA looking to become the first team since 1986 and second overall to sweep the World Cup title. Shannon O'Keefe, just a little while ago, claimed the women's title in dramatic fashion. Came down to the final shot of the event after 42 games. She defeated Malaysia's Lee Jane Sin, 238-236. She hoisted the cup. We'll have a recap and photos later on today. Now Kyle Troop looking to match that. He has led this event from the start. Rolled a 300 game along the way. Led the field by 300 plus pins and just defeated Colombia's Andres Gomez 264-216 to earn his spot in the final. Sam Cooley was 240-203 over Osku Palermo. Tell us in the chat, who do you think is going to win the 2018 World Cup? Kyle Troop on his home turf in his Team USA debut to complete the USA sweep, or is Sam Cooley going to get redemption from a disappointing finish back in 2016 and take it home to Australia? On the men's side, one title for Australia back in 2011. That was Jason Belmonte doing the thing in South Africa. And on the women's side, 6 titles. All right, so they'll have their practice shots here coming up. And then we will get underway just like that. What a week. 24 games of qualifying over 3 days. Came back for 8 more games on day 4. And then 8 games of round-robin match play this morning before diving right in to our semifinal round. So for us, pretty emotional and exhausting. I can't imagine for the players. Shannon O'Keefe, especially knowing that your 8 games are done for the day.
Whew.
And then you have to come back the next day, but you have time to rest and relax, but also you absolutely needed to figure out what in the world was going on out there. So
yeah, a lot of it came down to, I didn't see my ball doing what I wanted it to do, and so I was trying to make it do something, so physically not throwing it great. And so I just needed to forget about what had happened and just hit the reset button. And just like I tell my girls, remember who I am. Remember who you are. You didn't get here by accident, so just remember who you are and trust in that. And that's what I did. I came in just very optimistic on the day, very grateful. I woke up this morning and I chose to approach the day being thankful for being in having this opportunity versus being frustrated that I was in 7th to start the day. And so I just, mindset change. It's amazing when you're positive and always looking at the positive side of things, how you can turn something around pretty quickly. So lesson learned. Even though I'm old, I'm still learning.
Well, you definitely made it dramatic. You snuck into the top 8 in the 7th position.
Yep.
Then you snuck into the top 4 in the 4th position. You took advantage of the opportunities that you had. And then, of course, advanced to the championship match. And tell us about the 10th frame. Now, you had a great look. Both of you did.
Yeah.
Jane had a string early. You had some carry things, and that's probably something you saw all week long.
Yeah, I had a couple of shots on lane 20. So lane 20, I had hooking a little earlier, but not as much down lane. And so I felt like I needed to keep my angles tighter. But I think we only got 2 shots on each lane. And so to start, I wasn't really mentally trusting it for the 2 shots on that lane, which is why I went high. But also that, very quickly I realized that the second shot that went high, That was a pretty good shot, and it should lay there. You know, I need miss one way or the other, and I was playing to have a little bit of room left. So if I get it up the lane and I go high, then I'm just not close enough to it. And so I moved another 1-1 on lane 20, and then just kind of settled in and relaxed and just trusted what I was seeing and the shots that I was throwing, and grateful for some carry. In the 10th frame, I think that I struck the first shot in the 10th. The second shot in the 10th, I think, was even better. And I left that light, wiggly 7-pin. And I was happy with that. I was content. I was like, you know what? I came in. I did what I was supposed to do. I controlled what I could control. I made good shots. And that's all you can ask for. And that's what I did. And all you can do is put yourself in position to win. And that's what I did. I put myself in position to win and took advantage of it.
Final match underway here on the men's side. Sam Cooley against Kyle Troop, Australia and USA.
Here we go.
Cooley starts with a strike. Now, Shannon, that 10th frame, you were on the bench. Nothing you could do.
Nope.
Jane needed a spare strike to win by a single pin.
Yep.
She got the spare. A tough spare in any situation. A 6-10. Clutch moment. Her final shot drifted high, and she got 7. Split. 4-6-10. And your reaction said it all. But in that moment, describe it as we get ready to really settle in for this men's final.
So I was standing next to Rod, talking to Rod, and we were just, he said, great job, way to execute. You did what you had to do. Control what you can control, and that's what you did. You threw some great shots, and, ball's in her court. And so the first shot, it creeped high. And being a coach, I have a habit of watching where people line up and where they slide, and it just happens on every shot. I'm just very aware. And so I knew she, 4-9'd or almost 4-9'd the shot before on that lane. And so I knew she was starting to see the early friction on lane 20. And so when her first shot got up the lane and she, not a great break by Kyle right there. But as soon as she got the ball up the lane and it was going high and she left that, I was like, oh, I have a little bit of life here. If she doesn't strike, I just assumed that she'd hit the pocket. And then off her hand, the ball, you could see it. It just saw the lane so quick. And obviously, unfortunate for her. She bowled great the whole week. She put herself in position to win. My reaction was, oh my gosh, like that. Generally does never happen to me. So.
An awesome performance by multiple PWBA Tour champions this week. Eugene Sin led for a couple days. She was there. She made the shots, and in the end, you've been on both sides of it.
Yes.
And now this time, just a great competitor, and it went your way. And now you're a World Cup champion, and now we're watching the men's final. Seeing if Kyle Troop can complete the sweep here for the United States. Sam Cooley 2 for 2. Very focused and motivated. And Kyle, just an unfortunate break in the second frame, the 7-10. That has happened.
Yeah, that was a blower 7-10. Usually the 7-10s I've seen is there's a scout off the wall that takes out one of the pins. And that was not. That was nasty, and it was just blower 7-10. Just a very unfortunate break. That rack isn't great sometimes. Re-racks would be nice, but in this event, there's no re-racks allowed, and so you just kind of take what you can get. So he just has to focus here, make great shots, and keep the pressure on.
Cooley now looking for 3 in a row to start this title match, and he gets it. He started his last match with a string as well. 4 strikes before a split, and taking down Oscar Palermo. Not the best case scenario for Kyle, but if you're going to leave that, leaving it early,
yes,
is
100%.
the way. Still a lot of game left. 268 out there, and definitely can put the pressure on Sam Cooley. Again, both players, big-time bowlers. They've made shots under pressure in big moments, big stages.
Oh, wow.
Not much you can say there, except wow. The stone 9 for Kyle. The breaks not going his way in this championship match. He led this thing by 300-plus pins. Make the spare and reset.
Yeah.
Try to get some momentum here.
Yeah, he's got to try to, it's, sheesh, I've been in this situation. I get it. It's so frustrating. You lead by so much, and then you just get some really bad, stinking breaks early. He's going to have to find a way to just really kind of settle in and just keep hitting the pocket.
All right, folks, if you're just stopping in, men's final 2018 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. Matt Canizaro and Shannon O'Keefe here at Laneside at the Samstown Bowling Center in Las Vegas. Kyle Troop 7-10 on this lane. Last shot. Not this time. All 10. Trying to get something going here.
Just never know. He just has to keep plugging away. Just never know.
The United States, the defending champion at this event, Jacob Butchoff, got it done last year in Hermosillo, Mexico. He was coming off a pretty heartbreaking loss of his own at the U.S. Open at that time. He led by 600 pins and came up short to Rhino Page in the title match, and used that experience and that TV time to get comfortable and was able to come through at the World Cup. And now Kyle trying to make it back-to-back for the USA for the first time since 07-08. Sam Cooley not letting him in.
No, those are really, really good shots, which I wouldn't expect anything different. Sam Cooley is an incredible player, and he's always going to be in the hunt if he's in the tournament. So,
well, this week, through 40 games, Kyle Troop averaged 234.78. Sam Cooley came in as the number 2 seed for the semifinals, averaged 224.1. So 10 pins a game over 40 games. But in this format, pinfall, once you get, all you have to do is stay above that black line.
Get there. Put yourself in contention to win. That's all you can do. And then settle in. And one game, anything can happen. We've all been on both sides of it.
There's Cooley perfect through 4, looking for 5, and the ring 10.
I'm not sure if he liked that one off his hand or if he didn't.
Sam's a tough guy to read. You can't really tell when, with his reactions and mannerisms, and you don't know if he's happy or bowling great or bowling poorly. It's just he's Sam, and here's Sam bowling for Australia's second World Cup title. Now I think you're away when we said it, but do you know who owns the other men's, or the first? I'm sorry, not the other. It's not over yet. The first men's World Cup title for Australia.
Yes, Jason Belmonte. It happened in Russia. No? When did it happen?
It was in 2011
in
South Africa.
Oh.
And then on the women's side, 6 titles for Australia.
It's pretty awesome.
Even more awesome for the United States. That was Team USA's 20th World Cup title.
Wow. Kyle's shot crept a little high there as well. Again, I think his ball seeing that early friction. So, he's in a kind of a do or die situation here. He's going to need to, half the game left, he's going to have to make some sort of adjustment.
Well, Shannon, Kyle said he used 2 balls all week long.
Yes.
And from here and on our TV pairs, all we saw was the idol, I believe it is.
Yes.
The purple ball.
Yep. It's on the rack.
It's on the rack. That's not what we're seeing here. We didn't see that in the semifinal, and we're not seeing it here in the final. But different situation, different transition. We got a fresh oil pattern, only 2 players. Did you guys talk at all about the selection and kind of
bowling ball choice wise for him? No. He's kind of ran away with it this whole week. So he's very confident in his bowling ball. He's seeing the motion, trusting the motion of it. It was more talking me through my my arsenal. Oh my gosh!
So outside of the 5th frame, really Kyle bowling as well as you possibly can. He's throwing great shots. I mean, the 7-10 and the stone 9. I mean, he's where he needs to be.
Yeah, my heart is hurting a little bit right now for him. Again, you never know. Bowling is crazy. You never know. Something can happen here, but I don't know what else to say. My heart's hurting a little bit for him.
In trouble. A miscue. The crowd said it all. Devastating mistake
Yeah,
at
can't
this
do
level.
that.
Absolutely not. Single pin miss, 9 pin.
Mm. Pins are loving on Sam right now. Just kind of tripped out that 2-8-10.
Wow, Cooley, 5 out of 6, and he is absolutely in control of this match.
He is.
Kyle making a mental mistake, I think, more than anything. 2 9-pins here in the title match, and just probably was thinking about it or thinking about the next shot possibly and just let it get away.
A little emotional, you know. It happens. Happens to the best in the world. It's unfortunate, but it does happen.
And nothing Troop can do at this point except what he's done all week long and hope that by some bowling miracle.
Yeah.
Cooley knows it. He's feeling it. He's shutting this one down quick.
Yes.
6 out of 7. That ring 10 in the 5th. Only thing keeping him from being perfect here. Kyle Troop will throw his shots, and this is Cooley's match. That's the first emotion I think I've ever seen out of Sam Cooley. And
it shows you what it means to him.
Kyle going back to the other ball.
Just incredible bad breaks. He hasn't missed the pocket. Well, one shot he missed the pocket, but just incredible bad breaks. It's just really unfortunate. This is not the way, when you dominate a week the way that he has, this is not the way you want it to end. You win some, you lose some, and this one's going to hurt for a little bit.
The best Kyle can do is 195, and at this point, we're just looking at a victory lap for Sam Cooley in the men's final here. Sam showed a little emotion on his last shot, knowing that the door was closing on Kyle Troop. And Shannon, as we talked about yesterday, the downside of what we do, of course, is you know, we'll give Kyle some time to let this one settle in, but we're gonna have to talk about it and hear some thoughts. I mean, again, throwing the ball well, and just every possible bad break happening to him
all at once.
But Sam Cooley also bowling a near perfect game too.
Yeah, it's hard to beat somebody when they're striking like that, especially when you just bad break after bad break after bad break. Again, my heart just hurts for Kyle, not just because he's my teammate, but just because of being a bowling fan. I've been in his situation many times, and I have felt what he's feeling, and it is just a horrible, horrible feeling.
And Cooley adds one more. He is going to be your 2018 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup champion. Kyle Troop, best he can shoot is 185. Sam already there and more. He's got strikes in 7 out of 8 frames. And now just a few celebration shots here. A little different than we saw in our women's title match. Shannon O'Keefe won on the bench. Came down to the final shot. Malaysia's Lee Jane Sin needed spare strike in the 10th. And a split 7 count on her fill ball. Gave Shannon O'Keefe the title on the bench. Sam Cooley going out and taking it here against Kyle Troop.
That is some incredible bowling by Sam Cooley. Thing is, I believe both of these guys are going to be heading to Hong Kong in 2 weeks for the World Championship, and just right back at it. So, Kyle, formats are tough. He can walk away feeling like he won this tournament because he was so dominant. Even though he doesn't have the title, he was the dominant one for the entire event. And it's just kind of format, nature of the beast. So there'll be times throughout his career that he's going to fall victim to a format like this, and then there's going to be times he's going to be able to take advantage of it. So hopefully he will keep a good head on his shoulders and be able to pull the positives out of this week, because there's so many, and it's going to hurt for a little bit.
Well, I say we'll definitely learn a lot about Kyle Chube after this loss.
Yeah.
His debut with Team USA, it was clear very early how much this Team USA experience and being at this event means to him, and kind of a taste of what's to come in Hong Kong. He'll be there with some of the greatest Team USA bowlers ever.
Yes.
Chris Barnes, Tommy Jones, E.J. Tackett, Jacob Butchoff, and Andrew Anderson. So he'll be able to share that experience with them and take what he learned here to that event. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that this is a nice taste being on his home turf and in individual competition where he's not weighing on the team in any way. But, they'll be there to hold him up in Hong Kong. And no doubt he needed this experience to make that one special.
I agree. I believe everything happens for a reason. And I think experiencing this and having just an awesome week like he did, and then coming up a little bit short, he's going to be headed to Hong Kong with feeling of a little bit of redemption, but he's doing it with some of the best players in the entire world as teammates. And, the stuff that he learned here, he's going to be able to take that with him. And I think they're going to be pretty tough there in Hong Kong.
And it looks like Kyle had 3 games in the 190s this week, everything well over 200, including a 300 game. But just some bad breaks here, and Sam Cooley bowling an incredible match. And now the crowd looking to get into this one a little bit, as they would in other countries. But there we go. It's catching on. The crowd hoping for a few more strikes there in the 10th, but the World Cup doesn't know. All it knows is that Sam Cooley's about to be holding it up here in a minute.
His name will be on it.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to bow out here. Guys, thanks for tuning in all week and being awesome. Hit that thumbs up button and like it. It's super helpful to continue having great coverage like this. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Aaron. You guys are great. Thank you.
All right, folks, that was Shannon O'Keefe, 2018 Women's World Cup champion. She's going to go down and get some trophy action here. We're going to change our look here. There's Aaron Smith on the camera.
Presentation of the trophies to our top 4 men and 4 ladies. So stay there while we set up. Thank you very much indeed.
Right, there is QubicaAMF's Patsanello presenting the World Cup trophy to Sam Cooley of Australia. They'll be joined shortly by Shannon O'Keefe, the women's champion, United States and Australia. Sam Cooley defeats top seed Kyle Chube 244-163 in this knockout style final. Kyle led the event wire to wire by a few hundred pins. Sam worked his way up to the number 2 spot going into the semifinals, defeated Oscar Palermo to get to the final, and took down Kyle Chube again 244-163. We're going to hang out here As they handle the photos and trophy responsibilities, Dom Gall of Talk 10 Pin going to do a quick interview. We're going to go back to the wide shot here. Aaron Smith's going to run out and take some pictures and such, do some social media. It's great to have Aaron on site to help with this final. It gets a little hectic at times, a lot happening, a lot of excitement. Congratulations, of course, to Sam Cooley of Australia. Second men's World Cup title for the Aussies. Jason Belmonte, the other, in 2011. For the United States, Shannon O'Keefe, first win since 2006 for the USA, but 20th overall title. And that's, of course, that's the first on the women's side since 2006. We had Jacob Buttroff win last year in Mexico for the men. Got the wide look there, and what's happening behind the scenes? They're getting the medal presentation ready. So we'll handle things from up top here. Aaron Smith's gonna head down, so you'll see him jumping into view here in just a minute. What a week. 83 countries represented here at the 2018 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. 81 men, 68 women. Now we're down to 2 champions, Shannon O'Keefe and Sam Cooley. We'll have the recap for you later tonight on bowl.com. Great action on social media, both on USBC from Aaron Smith today and on the PWBA. Of course, the great PWBA storylines. We had 8 PWBA members in the field this week. 6 made the top 8. And remember to find the QubicaAMF World Cup Facebook page as well. Dom Gall and team doing some great stuff behind the scenes. Right now we're waiting for the official trophy presentation and photo and interview opportunities. Amazing crowd in person and online. We appreciate all of the hours spent and all of the support.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about set and ready for the presentation of the awards for the 54th QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. Just before we present the players, our technical delegate from World Bowling will be going forward to receive just a certificate of appreciation from us here at the QubicaAMF for all your hard work during the week. Ruben Irrigossi from World Bowling.
That's the introduction of some of the hard-working staff here. There's a World Bowling delegate this week, technical delegate.
Ruben, thank you very much indeed.
And that's our tournament director, Bernard Gibbons.
To Chelsea from the Bowling Center here for all the work. Over the last 6 days, we've been to work with them. Thank you very much indeed for all your help as well.
Bernard Gibbons, our tournament director here. They're getting set
So, we will start
for the photo opportunities.
And the first is for the Top Country Award. Top Country Award was first introduced back in 1984. It's named after the former Vice President of AMF, it was Mr. Ben Peterson. And we're delighted that his wife, Julie, is here today to present the Top Country Award to the United States of America, Shannon O'Keefe, Kyle Cruz.
very special award here for Team USA, the Top Country Award, by virtue of finishing first and second. Just a very special, coveted award. Rod Ross mentioned earlier in the week, this is one that means a lot for sure. Top Country, Team USA. Shannon O'Keefe winning on the women's side. Carl Troop,
So congratulations to the
runner-up
United States of the
for the men.
So the high game for the ladies this week was
do
a
the
game
high
of
game awards.
279 was actually bowled today, bowled by Daphne Tan from Singapore.
High game for the women. Daphne Tan of Singapore. She made the top 8, made a last-minute run at the final 4. 279, so get that trophy. On the men's side, we had
To present the
3
award
300
to
games.
Daphne, Director of Aftermarkets from QubicaAMF Worldwide, Cliff Adair.
Daphne Tan, 279, high game for the women. Again, 3 300s on the men's side. We'll have those here momentarily. Ryan Reed of
So the
Canada,
men's high game,
Kyle Troop of the
we
USA,
had 3 perfect games, 3 300 games.
Donald
So
Lee of Panama.
The first of the 300 games gets the award, and our other 2 recipients get certificates. Both on the 7th of November, Ryan Reed from Canada. The presenting certificate for the award was welcome Anne-Marie Board from QubicaAMF. So on the 8th of November, we also had 2 300s, Kyle Troop from the United States, and from Donald Lee. Come forward, please. Donald here from Panama. Photograph of the trio. That's good.
They are owners of 3 perfect games this week. Ryan Reed, Kyle Troop, and Donald Lee. Number 74, 75, and 76 in World Cup history.
From Indonesia, Nadia Paranek, and from Colombia, Maria Rodriguez.
These are the semifinalists who did not advance to the championship. Maria Jose Rodriguez of Colombia. She fell to Lee Jane Sen of Malaysia, and Nadia Narmalina of Indonesia fell to Shannon O'Keefe in the semifinals.
Ladies and gentlemen, the runner-up from Malaysia, Lee Jan Singh.
Women's runner-up, Lee Jane Sin of Malaysia. Heartbreaking final frame. What a great PWBA champion. She had an awesome week here. It was very enjoyable to chat with. To hear more about the Malaysian bowling program. She bowled great all week long, and a battle of PWA Titans. One final shot after 42 games. Did not go her way. O'Keefe winning 238-236. An incredible World Cup moment.
Please set the stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, our champion for 2018 QubicaAMF World Champion from the United States of America, Shannon O'Keefe. And to presenting our award for the London QubicaAMF Chairman, Mr. Max Belmonte, and Director of Operations here at Samstown Hotel and Gambling Hall, Mr. Mike Connors.
All right, here she is. 2018 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup champion Shannon O'Keefe about to officially receive her awards. What a performance. In today's final, Shannon had a rough week. Able to figure things out and get it done when she needed to. O'Keefe, the first Team USA woman to win the World Cup since 2007. I'm sorry, 2006. It was a three-peat for the USA in 04. Shani Pluhowski, 05. Linda Barnes, 06 was Deandra Asbeidi. So now 12 years later, Shannon O'Keefe joins her teammates.
Thank you, ladies. So moving on to our top four of men. So beaten semi-finalists. Welcome from Colombia, Andres Gomez, and from Finland, Osku Polana.
Now on the men's side, semi-finalists who did not advance to the championship.
So present the awards, Tom Pippinger Jr., manager of the Bowling Center, and from the Southern Nevada United States Bowling Association, Mr. Vern Bernasaro.
Andres Gomez. Andres Gomez of Colombia and Osku Palermo, 2006 World Cup champion. Osku was looking to become the fourth player to win the World Cup multiple times on the men's side.
From the United States of America, Kyle Troop. And to present the award, the Director of Bowling Operations, Coordinating and Operations, Mr. Mike Kaufman. And ladies and gentlemen, our champion for 2018 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup from Australia, Sam Cooley. And we present the award to Chairman of QubicaAMF Worldwide, Mr. Matt Zanello, and Director of Operations, Samstown Hotel and Gambling Hall, Mr. Mike Connors. So once again, let's hear it for our QubicaAMF World Cup champion, Sam Cooley. So ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the award ceremony for this afternoon. Thank you very much indeed to everybody. Thanks to our spectators, our coaches, our bowlers for dealing with this week. It's been a great week. We've had some fantastic bowling, and we look forward to the victory banquet and the presentations this evening of the Sportsman and Sportswoman Awards. They will take place at 6:30 in Las Vegas Live, so make sure you're there by 6:30. We will do the presentation for the Sportsperson Award. So again, on behalf of everybody here at the Bowling Centre, thank you very much indeed. Congratulations to all our players for the wonderful bowling. We'll be with us. Have a good evening. Thank you.
All right, folks, that is going to do it for our World Cup coverage from 2018. Semifinals Bowling Center in Las Vegas. Trophies have been awarded. What an amazing day. Congratulations again to Sam Cooley of Australia. He's getting his trophy right now. We'll take some pictures. And Shannon O'Keefe, congratulations as well on overcoming some adversity this week and winning on the women's side. Folks, we do appreciate everybody who's joined us all week long here on BowlTV. It was fun. Remember to check us out on social media, Sport of Bowling USBC, and at USBC on Twitter. Check out the official QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup Facebook page as well. A lot of great stuff behind the scenes there from Tom Gall. And wow, what a week. We're going to catch up with our champions here in just a minute. Many thanks to Aaron Smith for joining us for the last couple days to bring it home. Keep an eye out for the recaps and some more highlights on social media. We do appreciate all of it very much, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next year, that is the news for now. See you on the lanes.